Several new developments in South suburban Dalton today. First, the state comptroller has suspended some payments to the village because it has failed to follow the law by providing financial reports.
You could feel the anger tonight at a Board of Trustees meeting in Thornton Township. The board and citizens looking for accountability to their finances while the township...
Is Tiffany Henyard's reign as the mayor of Dalton finally unraveling? The answer might be closer than we think. Whispers are growing louder that federal agents have uncovered damning new evidence and secured key witnesses against Mayor Henyard. She now finds herself ensnared in an increasingly tangled web of scandals, ranging from accusations of financial misconduct to shocking betrayals by her most trusted allies. Once hailed as Dalton's super mayor, her grip on power seems to be slipping. Could this signal the beginning of the end for her? Let's dive into the details and unravel this unfolding drama. The focus of the latest revelation centers on an investigation into Dalton's finances and Henyard's questionable spending habits. For those unfamiliar with Tiffany Henyard's tenure, controversy has followed her like a shadow since she first stepped into office. Scandal after scandal has rocked her administration, each one more shocking than the last. But now things have escalated dramatically. The FBI is in town, subpoenas are flying, and insiders claim that Henyard could be staring down an arrest warrant at any moment. Rumor has it that federal agents are in possession of evidence strong enough to bring her to justice. Evidence that might even stem from someone within her own inner circle. If true, this revelation would mark a devastating blow to Henyard's already precarious position. And here's the kicker. Whispers suggest that a former ally, someone once considered part of her closest ranks, is feeding information to authorities. And yeah, so that was one name that keeps coming up is Lacey, the disgraced former deputy police chief who once stood firmly by Henyard's side. Facing a slew of legal charges, including bankruptcy fraud, perjury, and making false statements, Lacey is now fighting for his own survival. But what's even more intriguing is the growing speculation that he might be cooperating with federal investigators to reduce what is the term? Jury rig tobacco. If that's the case, he could be delivering a treasure trove of information about Henyard's operations, potentially sealing her fate. Think about it. Lacey wasn't just a casual ally. He was Henyard's trusted confidant, even serving as her personal bodyguard at times. If he flips, it's game over. It's the kind of betrayal you'd expect to see in a gripping crime drama. And the story doesn't end there. Sources allege that Lacey wasn't merely a bystander in Henyard's dealings. He was deeply entangled in the financial irregularities that have now landed him in hot water. Why? From questionable overtime payouts to suspicious deals, Lacey appears to have played a central role in the schemes under scrutiny. Meanwhile, federal investigators are leaving no stone unturned. Every transaction, every decision, and every hushed conversation within Dalton's town hall is now under the microscope. It's no wonder Henyard is feeling the pressure. She reportedly splurged a jaw-dropping $33,000 on Amazon in just one day. That's right, all of it on the taxpayer's dime. And believe it or not, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, brought in as a special investigator to scrutinize Dalton's finances, uncovered a staggering array of questionable expenses. These ranged from extravagant dining experiences to first-class travel and personal purchases. Lightfoot was stunned, stating that Henyard had effectively turned the village's credit card into her personal ATM. With receipts like these, it's no surprise that Dalton is buried in debt. And here's the kicker. It wasn't just the $33,000 Amazon spree. Records reveal another jaw-dropping $40,000 spent in a single day on purchases that defy logic. Meanwhile, Dalton's financial health has gone from bad to catastrophic. Lightfoot's investigation exposed that what was once a multi-million-dollar surplus has now spiraled into a jaw-dropping $365 million deficit. How does one burn through that kind of money so quickly? By living large, of course. Lavish trips, five-star hotels, luxury experiences. You name it, Henyard didn't hold back. She charged taxpayers for so-called political junkets, which, in reality, were extravagant vacations disguised as official business. These weren't just quick trips. We're talking about stays in hotspots like New York and Atlanta, with hotel bills running into tens of thousands of dollars. One stay in particular stands out, a $9,347 splurge at the Four Seasons in Atlanta. Who does that while their town drowns in debt? Henyard's reckless spending didn't go unnoticed. Illinois Comptroller Susana Mendoza stepped in, freezing payments to the village until its finances are brought under control. Mendoza didn't mince words, calling Henyard's behavior an insult to the people of Dalton. And who could argue? While the town struggles under crushing debt, Henyard continues to live a lifestyle more fitting for a reality TV star than a public servant. But how did it come to this? To understand, we need to revisit Henyard's rise to power, a story of ambition, manipulation, and, some might say, deceit. When Tiffany Henyard took office in 2021, she was seen as a beacon of hope. Young, charismatic, and full of promises, she vowed to bring change and restore Dalton's reputation. But those promises quickly dissolved. What began as a vision of transparency turned into a smokescreen of cover-ups. Accountability gave way to arrogance, leaving Dalton worse off than ever before. Dalton was completely responsible for someone dying without his knowing. One of the earliest warning signs came with Henyard's overhaul of the police department. Barely settling into office, she began replacing senior officials with loyalists, including Lacey. At first, this move appeared strategic, an effort to consolidate power and ensure allegiance. But over time, it became clear that this wasn't about effective governance. It was about control. Henyard wielded her authority like a weapon, using it to stifle opposition and advance her own agenda, often at the community's expense. Her approach to leadership soon earned her a reputation as a divisive and controversial figure, and her promises of progress became little more than empty words. They call her the Dalton dictator, and not without reason. Reports suggest she's used the police department to settle personal vendettas, going after her critics with a fervor that some describe as obsessive. And that's not all. Allegations of her using law enforcement as a personal security detail have surfaced, with officers racking up excessive overtime costs just to cater to her needs. Critics say she's run the town like her personal kingdom, and the evidence is hard to ignore. It's almost a tragic story. Here was someone who swept into office on a platform of change, yet all she's brought is chaos. From her questionable spending sprees to her bizarre antics at town meetings, where she's been known to speak into a golden microphone, Tiffany Henyard has done little to win over the trust of her constituents. Instead, she's left a trail of frustration, debt, and disillusionment. Emily has been but the golden microphone and lavish expenses are just symbols of a much deeper issue. Henyard's erratic behavior and lack of accountability have eroded whatever goodwill she once had. Invoices pile up, leading to more questions than answers, and it's the taxpayers who are left holding the bag. As one observer put it, this isn't about clickbait, it's about getting the answers we deserve. Now, the tide appears to be turning. With federal agents investigating, subpoenas stacking up, and former allies distancing themselves, Henyard's grip on power seems to be slipping. The people of Dalton are restless. They want answers. They want accountability. And most of all, they want a mayor who doesn't dominate the headlines for all the wrong reasons. The strain on Dalton's resources has reached a breaking point. The town's manpower and finances are stretched so thin, it's a wonder they haven't snapped entirely. The big question is, can Henyard weather this storm, or is this the beginning of the end for Dalton's so-called super mayor? Rumors are swirling, and the walls are closing in. With every new allegation and piece of evidence, her position grows more precarious. The once unshakable mayor is now facing a future that could very well include a pair of handcuffs. But don't count her out just yet. Henyard has shown time and again that she's a fighter. With her back against the wall, she's bound to come out swinging. The real question is, will it be enough? Or has the damage already been done? For the people of Dalton, the stakes couldn't be higher. As they watch this drama unfold, many are left asking, was it all worth it? The answer may come sooner than we think. Meanwhile, public reaction to Henyard's scandal-plagued tenure is as fiery as the controversies themselves. Frustration and disbelief dominate the conversation. One particularly blunt critic remarked, "The residents didn't get a vote in electing her to supervisor, but if they re-elect her, they get what they deserve." For many, this isn't just about poor leadership. It feels deeply personal. The Henyard was born and raised in Dalton. This is her home. As one disappointed resident put it, stealing is bad, but stealing from your family? That's worse. Your hometown is your family. Henyard's actions have left a community betrayed, not just by a politician, but by one of their own. As her legal troubles mount, the question on everyone's mind is, will she face justice, or is there more drama to come? We want to know what you think. Will Tiffany Henyard manage to escape the latest wave of allegations, or is this the final chapter of her controversial reign? If she does face legal consequences, do you believe justice will finally be served? Share your thoughts in the comments below and let us know where you stand. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.